type of question really dictates where you're going in the conversation and what kind of information you want to get from someone. So the interesting aspects of conversation, there's two types of conversations you can have. You can have an informative type of exchange where you're learning information, which is based on questions, or you can do what I think a lot of salespeople do is call impression management. I think you just want to talk about yourself and you think everybody loves everything you have to say. So asking questions is very powerful. So the big question is, why are questions more powerful than statements? Well, let's take a look. The power of questions. Better questions gives you better answers, right? If you know exactly how to ask, you're going to get the information that you want. It helps to uncover specific information that you need, establishes a bond with the client because the client feels comfortable talking about themselves and they feel that you have empathy for them. You have control of the conversation, but not obvious control. That, I would underline that one a lot. Because people don't want to be strong-armed, but by asking questions, they feel that you're not really controlling the process. Forces you to listen better. The client can self-discover and persuade themselves. So the ideal situation in sales is that what you want them to do, the prospect actually says it themselves. And of course, if they say it, it becomes reality versus you trying to sell them on it. So by asking questions, you could persuade them to do what you would like them to do, but it becomes their idea, right? Isn't that cool? So how does it control the mind? Well, the prospect will process the question and answer whether they verbalize or not. So the brain cannot not answer a question. So if I ask you right now how old you are, so I'll go, how old are you? Your brain goes into assessing it and answering it, whether you open your mouth and say and verbalize anything, because it is triggered by the question. You control the direction of the conversation when you ask the right types of questions, and it takes the prospect away from the emotional right brain. You can take it to the left brain by asking left brain type of questions and get them out of the emotional side, or vice versa. So I think a couple of things that people do is that when someone says something to you and you want to overcome it, you tend to make a statement first. And making a statement first, if it's a good statement, you want them to have impact. You want the statement to have impact. You want them to really listen. The only way that they're really going to listen is that you got to prepare their brain to listen. And you do that by asking them a question first. For instance, Mr. Seller, Mr. Buyer, Mr. Whoever, are you aware of the present market condition right now? So by asking that question, they're now needing to process it, right? Their brain is stopped from going in different directions. Now the brain is going into processing that question, and now they're paying attention. And they may answer and say, well, yes or no. It doesn't make any difference. You've controlled how they're thinking, and then now you make the statement.